Hello and welcome to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. This is the retro review for Judgment Day 2002. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right has a 33 1/3 chance of winning the prediction championship. Joe Benito.
Thank you.
You know what my chances are? 66 2/3. Because Ant knows he can't beat me and he's not even going to try.
So we're about each other. I'm the one that's going to see Korea. I seen your little fancy conversations tonight. We're filming this at the Raw on Monday night on Twitter. You two are coding. You guys been talking crap about Raw.
We just sat through a shit episode of Raw and we're bitching about it.
We don't know yet. We didn't film that episode yet, but you'll be seeing this after Raw, so you'll know our opinions on that.
Yes.
In the Raw review.
So yes, you'll know that episode was complete bullshit.
Eric, he's already letting you know what he thought.
Well, if they're gonna see this after Raw, means I'm not really spoiling anything because the video for Raw would already be.
Yeah, but not everybody shares the same opinion. It might not have been worth shit to a lot of people. Some people might call it the greatest night in the history of our sport.
We're filming this before the Raw review.
Right,
but it's not going to be released before the Raw review.
But as you see on the Raw review, it was the greatest night arguably in the history of our sport.
Yeah.
As Tony Schiavone would say.
Exactly. Tony Schiavone.
Speaking of the South, Judgment Day 2002 took place on May 19th, 2002 at the Gaylord Entertainment Center. Happy, respectful, swinging team in Nashville, Tennessee, which may be the Bridgestone Arena now.
I believe it did turn into the Bridgestone Arena, yes.
But it's not the Bridgestone Arena, so it is the Gaylord Entertainment Center. Deal with it, people. It's not that funny. Get out of your system.
It's already out of my system.
Mr. Gaylord.
I am tolerant.
Attendance 14,521. Commentators Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. The company is ice cold. Down to the show. I can't imagine this is going to make things any warmer. Raw has turned into a mess at this point in 2002, with the old guys doing whatever they want, while SmackDown, while a better show, was about Vince. The SmackDown The Home show was somehow about Vince feeling the sleep of Stacy Keibler, because he can't just get rid of something like that. So let's get to it.
It's also a pretty interesting time in the company, too.
Yeah.
This is actually the first pay-per-view, like a couple days after Davey Boy Smith passed away. This is the last pay-per-view before.
This year was Brothers Football? Oh no, I seriously thought that was 2003.
Yeah. It's also the last pay-per-view before Austin takes his ball and goes home.
Very good.
And it's the first pay-per-view under the WWE banner.
Right. The open video is rather disturbing.
Yes.
With a bunch of nooses and small children talking about death.
Essentially, it's the little Undertaker girls. It was a
great way to get me into a fun spirit for the show.
It's kind of depressing and psychotic.
Intercontinental title A Guerrero versus Rob Van Dam. Van Dam is challenging in a rematch from last month. Backlash's title change. They start faces respect with A being sent outside early frustration. Back in, A tries to duck crossbody, but gets his head faked, allowing Van Dam to drop a split-leg moonsault for 2. Until the World Backbreaker keeps getting in trouble, we hit his surfboard. Lawler says that looks more like my dating strategy. The surfboard.
I didn't see 17-year-old girls there.
The announcers try their hands at Spanish, as A takes her with her right hand in the corner. A Bucky flip sends A flying, stays on his back, so Roll Thunder can get 2. It's too early for a 5-star nose. A crushes him up on top. A powerbomb can't stop A's front smash. So A spends a bit too long to dance on top. Van Dam still can't get the 5-star nose. A moves away, leaving the announcers to wonder how to say RVD in Spanish. He could, however, hit a high cross body for 2. Lawler says Mamma Mia. Is that Spanish? Followed by a backslide for the same. Ever to cheat though, A grabs a backslide of his own and puts his feet on the ropes for the pin to retain.
Well, with whatever, I guess, negative feelings you had towards the intro, or were a little creeped out by that. You wanted the fun intro. Well, this would technically be your fun intro. I thought it was a very quick-paced match, like you would expect from Eddie Guerrero and RVD. And I love the match all the way through, even to the ending. where RVD goes for the backslide. Eddie kicks out of it. Eddie does backslide of his own, puts his feet in the ropes, and gets the win.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a very good finish to this match.
Yeah, sometimes with these retro reviews, I do try to go back because I don't know life and watch the build up to them. For this one, I did. These are a couple matches in between Backlash and Judgment Day on Raw too. But these two couldn't get that kind of time on Raw because you can't get a. I know you can't get them a singles match 20 minutes a week. But we'll kill them by giving them 10 minutes. Well, obviously we won't cut out one of multiple matches and don't give 3 minutes because they don't matter. Anyway, the good stuff here you expect from these two.
I ended up giving the match a B.
Rare and Diva and Batista are with Vince and Stacey, the latter of whom they prayed for before her match against Trish. Vince, who looks at Stacey while they're praying, tells Diva on the rap bell, asks if Bubba is going to be here. Diva doesn't think so, despite Vince saying Bubba will be here and Bubba being shown on the graphic. Did the F out? Did they only record out one Guardian bit for the campaign? That was my question. Before later on the show.
Yes. Or they do another one, and that one is definitely a talkable one.
Yes. Women's title. Trish Stratus versus Stacey Keebler. Trish is defending and Laura freaks out over her shorts. Diva, Batista, and Bubba come out of their entrances, leaving me time to wonder how we went from Trish versus Molly to Trish versus Stacey.
And they decided to give SmackDown a turn.
Maybe because Stacey's more willing to wear leather shorts and a title for the top.
And willing to be ogled by Vince.
Stacey kicks Trish in the head for 2 start, but he's pulling it down there with Wilson Crab, and they're not even high on what they're going for with the visuals. Trish gets a kick of her own. To knock Stacey outside, allowing her to slap Bubba in the face. Batista uses the distraction to slam Trish and give Stacey a 2 count. That's not enough for Trish as she baseball slides Stacey and hits a bulldog, more like the kind Jericho uses to set the line salt to retain.
There were a ton of things wrong with this match. However, I'm willing to say this was probably Stacey's best worked match. It was literally rushed through, ridiculously short, and barely about Trish and Stacey at all. However, like I said before, it's probably Stacey's best wrestling match.
Stacey clearly had no business out there, but to be fair, they didn't try to act like she did and got them out there. Got them out there first.
NA.
Alright. Bubba and Devon get in a fight post-match with Batista helping pop up for a table. Vince comes in to see Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, and the bosses share their hatred of Austin. Remember like 2 months ago when the company was split in half because of their feud? Next, Hardy Boys.
Well, to be fair to them, they actually did share that they still didn't like each other. Vince hugged him and sort of like really? And then when Vince left the room, Flair sort of had the same face with Arn Anderson.
Alright, fine. Up next, Hardy Boys versus Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Thankfully, Heyman's in full body workout here. The brothers are smart enough to take out the monster for all 10 seconds, but don't have but for some reason, when they took Lesnar out, Matt didn't try to pin Heyman or anything. While Jeff slows down Lesnar for reasons, Brock saves his body and starts beating on Matt as the fans chant for Goldberg. Please don't make me think about that match. The backbreaker keeps Matt reeling, but he grabs a quick tornado DDT to scare Heyman half to death. Jeff gets the tag and everyone breaks down with their brothers going after Heyman. Brock gets tired of them and treats them like flies. First shoving the Matt at 7 and 5. Heyman comes in and grabs the pin like a chicken heel shit.
I did like the finish actually. That's probably one of the more controversial parts because Heyman pinning the Hardy Boys in 2002. It's probably not a smart idea, but Heyman is that type of heel that wants to have that victory over you, and Brock did all the work.
Right.
So it wasn't like, oh, Heyman buried the Hardys. However, I thought the match was really short for it to actually get anything going. Essentially, it was just the Hardys, either 2-on-1 or 1-on-1, pretty much fighting Brock Lesnar. And sometimes that got a little muddled in there. And the match only ended up being 4 minutes.
What we're expecting here, Lesnar really need to move on to something else, no. But to be fair, he squashed a great tag team more than once, and it made him look like a monster. He needs to move his way up the ladder to let Harry know because this sort of vacuum is only going to work for so long.
I gave the match a D.
D-. Booker T is now in a NWO shirt but cancels the interview to hit on a woman who just happens to be standing off camera. The woman has something in mind and gives Booker her hotel room key. I smell shenanigans. We recap Steve Austin versus Ric Flair on Big Show, which is just the latest Austin versus McMahon clone. Flair also had a bit of final talking, but there's just no heat to the feud because everyone knows it's warmed over and leftovers. They even show Austin versus Viz clips in the build. Show is here because he's mad about not being on WrestleMania, which of course was Austin's fault in wrestling logic.
Because
Steve Austin versus Ric Flair on Big Show, based off of their entrances, I'm pretty sure Flair is in the NWO. I'm also fairly sure that Show's low-cut one-piece woman swimsuit attire is some of the dumbest gear of all time.
Actually, no, the full, like, one suit with no, like, V-neck or cleavage line. that one's pretty dumb.
Just had him in shorts and Big Show shirt because of 2000. Also slugs away at both guys to start, but decides to try to figure Ford will show. Instead, he has to knock Rick out of the air first and put him in hold. Show misses elbow drop, and Austin wisely grabs a chair. The referee takes that away, so Austin is on one end, has a seat. We finally get started with Austin punching Flair out to 4 minutes time for beer. A tackle drop down goes well for Austin, and exchange the chops gives us a Flair form. Show comes in because 2002 is a strange year. Austin isn't sure what to do. His decision push-ups. Not a fan for excited. Show chops him down, and first Austin in the corner, allowing time to Flair for a little blow. Flair goes up and slams right back down. JR says, from no man's land to parse on him. But Show comes back with a power slam. The team starts taking turns on me. This isn't exactly thrilling. It's not like a terribly worked match or anything, but it's literally just there. And I did for taking someone's Z players work for years, but I don't buy the story behind the match. And match be just okay. Nothing's going to make up for that kind of downside. Flair just a figure 4 until Austin turns it over. Only does Show break out as well. Austin's back is signed up for punches versus chops. Then it was Watt versus Woo, and it won the more eye-rolling inducing chance. Austin starts in with the Spinebusters as X-Pac comes out. Show no sells a stunner for some reason, but X-Pac Smith super kick puts him down. The stunner puts Flair away a few seconds later.
You may have actually had a better feelings about this match, but I didn't. For one thing, to me, it went on way too long. I think probably like 5 minutes may have actually been too long for this match. Because a good bulk of the early match spent time with Austin bringing in the chairs and wasting time and pretty much posturing a great deal of the time. And then I guess we got sort of to the meat and potatoes of the match where they actually started doing wrestling moves to each other. And for some reason, it just never clued me in from that. It was kind of horrible to me, I think.
It's hard to buy Austin this mid-card role. I know it's one of the top stories on the role, but it's mid-card level something best. Austin versus Flair isn't interesting, and Austin being the NWO week to week is even worse. Big Show and Booker T are the big names in the division, in the stable. And there's no reason there will be a real threat to Austin in the ring. What's really interesting about seeing Austin fight mid-cards like X-Pac. The feud was definitely starting. It feels like they were wasting what Austin had left.
That, and apparently X-Pac has an atomic super kick.
Right, yeah, that's it.
The Young Bucks have to take two people on to hit Mark Briscoe, and he doesn't even keep him down for 2. So, I gave the match an F. I wasn't a fan of it.
Dave. We recap Edge vs. Kurt Angle, which is over Edge messing with Angle's new shirt. For some reason, it sets up a hair versus hair match. Kurt Angle versus Edge. They start facing Edge getting on a roll, but then stop in the ropes for his effort. Next time, Edge, who ties Angle up in the ropes for a spear, only that Angle suplex and lay it over the top. Back in, Spinebuster gets 2 for Angle, not something you see him use that often, Spinebuster. As the announcer discussed the shapes of the wrestler's head. We hit the chin lock for a bit before Angle pulling down right here. That's a nice little touch, although albeit not the most solid. Edge comes back with a belly-to-belly of his own. JR says he ain't wearing a hat. So back gets the same. Angle set outside from a dive from Edge. So it's time for more suplexes. JR again. That suplex was fired and Frog here split 4 ways. Advertising. Execution. There's no cover for no logical reason as Edge goes up top. Allow Angle to hit a great looking pop-up superplex. Edge DDTs him out of the corner for 2 of his own. The Spears referee on a mistake. That means the Spear only just killed Kurt, who spears Edge right back. The Angle slam looks to set the ankle up, but Edge will package him for the pin.
I thought this match. I'll actually just say it. This match was my favorite match of the night. I thought the action between Edge and Angle was really good, great back and forth. I even like where Edge, he didn't get the necessarily like the strongest win. It should be a roll up out of nowhere to get, I guess, somewhat of a cheeky victory over Angle in a hair versus hair match.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of out of nowhere and unexpected.
Yeah, this was tied for my match tonight. In one of 3 matches. These two are well together, and it's a great way to make Edge look like a star, as he pinned former world champion clean to win the feud. The company really needs some fresh stars in the main wrestling at this point, and Edge makes as much sense as anyone else. As usual, Angle can make people look great, and that's so valuable in wrestling.
A-.
B. Angle goes after Edge because of execution. It takes too long to get him to trigger on curse games. We go back to the Marriott where Booker was in bed. The woman joins him and the lights go out. So Goldust can say he wants Booker to leave the NWO and come back to him. The lights come back on, Goldust is in bed with him. Booker runs over with his underwear hanging down. Goldust, I bought this light out for nothing. They mentioned that Goldust playing the whole thing, but I could go for him just randomly appearing in the room with them. It suits him that way.
Yeah, that also would have been funny too. And then the woman just not reacting to it would have made it actually even funnier.
Yeah. We recap Triple H vs. Chris Jericho. These two feuds is WrestleMania. With Triple H winning almost all the matches, Triple H winning for Vince, who says this match was sponsored. And the sum is over. Triple H vs. Chris Jericho. Even with a lower level, well, not really lower level, but it's kind of lower level match on this card. For them, as cool as this hell in any form back then. Yeah. Triple H starts in with a knee and Summer hangs in the corner. They hit outside, so neither can be sent in the cage, followed by Jericho's flying form and taking over. Jericho misses a charge at the post though, and Triple H takes him outside for a whip into the cage wall. Neither can keep an advantage again though, as Jericho moves Triple H over the corner for another crash to the floor. Triple H goes right back with a whip to send Jericho's white arm into the steps. At least they're bringing the violence early on. The pedigree on the steps to counter into a catapult into the cage wall. Since the cell is enough, Jericho brings in a ladder to smash Triple H in the face to draw more blood. Jericho first ladder over the top of Triple H in a spot that always looks good. I'm actually surprised how much they were giving Jericho here, by the way, at this point, after the WrestleMania feud.
Yeah. I
know Triple H in a big match against an opponent he owns, and they're doing a really good job making Jericho look strong here. Triple H sure shot doesn't get him out of trouble, but the drop tail hold to send Jericho in the steps works a bit better. To make it a bit worse, Triple H just throws the steps at Jericho for a painful sound and thud. Now we get to the band part match. As Triple H whips Jericho into referee Tim White, knocking White off the apron into his cell. The bump barely hurt White's shoulder and basically ended his in-ring career.
Yeah.
But he knows that's it.
He would later go on to have lunchtime suicides.
Or friends of us.
And friends of us, too.
Which is probably the biggest thing he's ever done in his career.
It may be.
Jericho beats up White even more if he wasn't out before he is now, and buzzes him open for a real visual. Says White has the key. Our referee's going to cut the door open and check on White. That's enough for Triple H, and it's time for a sledgehammer with Jericho's head. No referee, of course, though, so Jericho crawls out of his cell, continuing the run joke of this cell doesn't work. They had to announce table, of course. Or Jericho loads up a pedigree, of course. But Triple H counters, of course, into a DDT for the table. Triple H pulls out the barbed wire, 2x4. And Jericho goes up the cell
because
wall.
That would be at ringside for reasons.
Well, Triple H followed now for reasons of pure stupidity. Triple H throws the barbed wire up first. Allowed Jericho to take it away and hit Triple H in the back.
Yeah.
When Triple H's back busts open, we hit the walls of Jericho on the roof. meaning the referee has to climb up, because now Full's count on top of the cell then, and then. But,
I look on the screen, it's actually Booker and Goldust.
Oh, wow.
The segment.
Choice kicks away and hits Jericho low, followed by a barbed wire shot, a parry onto the roof. That was scary, by the way.
Yeah.
Followed as Jericho.
I did think this was a good match. Probably one of the more forgettable Hell in the Cells. There's the really great Hell in the Cells. There's the Hell in the Cells that are street fights that happen to be inside the cell.
So it's better than that, is what he's...
I would consider it a class above other Hell in the Cells. Maybe those matches were a little better in quality, but I think this one more highly as a Hell in the Cell.
A Hell in the Cell match is enough match quality. The match is supposed to be pretty.
Yeah. And then there's other ones that are like Punk and Taker, Big Boss Man and Taker. They're just plain awful. And then there's these Hell in a Cell matches that are just absolute wars.
Right.
I'll probably put this one on that scale of closer to a war.
But beneath the grease.
Yeah, but probably on one of the more forgettable sides of that scale.
Especially in this era.
Yeah. At this point, we've had better Hell in a Cell matches. Even the worst Hell in a Cell matches, they'll end up being memorable just because those were such crap. But this one,
I'd rather have a solid one.
Yeah, it was a solid one. I'll give it that.
No, I'd rather have a...
However, it won't be as memorable as the other ones were.
The memorable part of it is Tim White's injury.
Yeah.
And you remember the visual of the parry on the roof.
Yeah.
I will say that's probably the best Triple H vs. Jericho match I've seen. I think on pay-per-view, it's probably the best Triple H vs. Jericho match.
Last Man Standing.
And fully loaded one. But still wasn't really not that great. They did a much better job making me believe that Jericho could pull it off, and they didn't mean it.
Yeah.
Which is some of these two have never been able to do. No. I mean, you won't believe that. Would you believe that Jericho could beat Triple H in a major match? That being said, it still felt like it was missing a big chunk in the middle.
Yeah.
They did a Jericho beatdown, but then they were on the outside for the final act. It's still good though, and it's had the wall. Though I think it would have been fine as a regular cage match.
I ended up giving it a B.
B. There's a throwaway tackle match. I like. Angle runs out from Edge in goofy looking chase. Get the F out. Set to Mark Henry sexual chocolate theme. And taking place in the back of a steamy car. At least that answers my question.
Yeah. Get the funk out.
Maven and Tori go on date at WWF New York. Mutual nakedness is applied. Tag titles: Billy and Chuck versus Rikishi and Mission Reporter. Welcome to the Death Slot. Billy and Chuck are defended, and Rikishi's mystery partner is Rico. This is officially Vince's decision, so he indeed looks to back the partners. Billy's DDT has no effect on Rikishi to start, but Rikishi's charges misses both champs. Rico won't tag in though when the champs take around the corner. Chuck gets a rather impressive overhead belly for two. As the fans are exactly here. I mean, that slot is a little physical. The Big Man fights out again with some stone drops before sitting on Chuck's chest for two. A horrible looking 1-man 3D, which JR calls a headbutt in the air, which is probably closer than what Rikishi was going for. Gets two on Billy, but Rico kicks Chuck by mistake. Rikishi kicks Chuck as well, and gets the pin for titles. No reaction or anything, but he got the titles.
Yeah, this one was literally for the dead spots filler. However, this did not belong anywhere near on pay-per-view. You probably could have put Trish and Stacy here. It still would have gotten a reaction, and then you could did the Dudley Boys split up.
Right.
Which could easily, I guess, got the effect they were hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't feel like, even with the title change, that this one didn't necessarily belong to pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I also didn't like that Rikishi and Rico ended up winning the titles as well from a solid team when Rico didn't even know he was going to be a tag partner of Rikishi.
Right.
That and Rikishi winning the tag titles with Rico. I didn't like it.
The story's tired, the results predictable, and the match sucked. I'm really not sure what else you're expecting here, as Rikishi is somehow the old veteran on SmackDown. Hopefully this isn't a long title ring. As in a long ring, we can get anyone else's better champion sometime soon.
Edge and Hogan, right?
No, and Chuck then Edge and Hogan.
F.
Miss F. Angle attacks Edge instead of leaving. And brings it back to the arena. Edge reverses into a sleeper and Angle gets the big haircut. Edge wants the new champ to be your bold, and it sounds as bad as it seems, the champ, not the Angle.
It was good for that one night.
We recap Hulk vs. Undertaker, which is a game of how bad can we really make this. Undertaker won a match they thought to become a one contender, and they mess with each other's motorcycle since. The question tonight is how embarrassing can Hogan actually be with Undertaker for having to carry the match? Universal on the street title, Hulk Hogan versus Undertaker. Undertaker's challenging and has Hogan's weightlifting done. As always, Hogan takes too long coming in and gets whipped over the back. Hogan no sells done. And hammers away before doing a little whipping of his own. We get the open bell. It's time for Hogan to do his stuff while Undertaker does his selling, which is both the right call and a major stretch on Undertaker's part. Undertaker's whipped into the steps, and things are making worse when old school broke out. I'll get on this. They're 3 minutes in that Hogan hasn't hardly botched anything yet. Me and we're going well so far. Hogan actually hits a superplex, biggest spot he's done in years, for 2. Before setting up for some right hands. A chop block gives Undertaker a hard though, and it's time to slowly work her knee down. Of course, he's a few kicks in the leg, and laying on an leg lock. Yeah, he's born, but it's also one less thing that can hardly botch. Hogan fights up and hits the big boot, but the leg drop is countered into a dreadful head crab. So right and left have Hogan in trouble. Undertaker grabs him by the throat, and Hogan brother moves, leaving Undertaker to loudly shout jump before hitting one of the worst choke slams you'll ever see.
It kind of looked like he was let down gently in a tiger bomb or a power bomb.
Was that out there, some of that on the network?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, okay, I thought so, because the part about Undertaker loudly shouting jump and Hogan not moving is, yeah. It's also a different camera angle, too, on the network. I just know that from videos and Botchamanias.
Yeah, if any of you are wondering if he sandbagged him, Bruce Pritchard even said it on the podcast for Undertaker, that it was probably just Hogan's body.
Yeah.
Just got to that point of old age.
But that part I added in there because I didn't know that did happen from Botchamania. That's it out there for the Hulk up and the usual gets 2 for the champ. In the run that you take, it's the same. For Undertaker's, this is actually pick up a bit. 2 Vince, as Hogan gets turned onto his face and drops another leg for no cover. Instead, Vince's drive for a leg drop of his own. Undertaker cracks Hogan with the chair. The chokeslam barrier, but still bad. Is enough for the pin and the title.
Were there things wrong with this match? Yes. A few limb spots, awful looking choke slams. However, there was a part of me that was, I guess, sort of entertained by it. That, especially with these 2 guys and Hogan and Taker working together. I think I'm willing to forgive a lot more than probably if anybody else were to do that match and mess at the same spots and whatever. Then I think at this point in their careers, you wouldn't have gotten as good matches as you had from both of them in like Survivor Series 1992 or this Tuesday in Texas. Both are fairly superior
91.
matches. 91. Both of them are fairly superior matches, but you're dealing with a different Hogan at this point, and you're also dealing with a different Undertaker. Undertaker's had a much more physical style at that point in his career. However, they're just with the disconnect. I'm willing to forgive it since it's Taker and Hogan.
The best thing they could have done is keep this pretty short, about 12.5 minutes, which they did. And instead of having either guy go out there for marathons like they had back at Backlash. Undertaker had one with Austin and Hogan with Triple H. Undertaker's a shelf his glory days at this point. But he's way ahead of Hogan and isn't as like embarrassing somewhere. It was boring and familiar. But boring and familiar is much better than a nightmare. Yeah. That was somebody's watching a Hogan match at this point. So this is the only possible call and options they had.
I ended up giving it a D.
D. This is happy Undertaker since someone sure shots for revenge to end the show. Earl.
Overall, I gave it a C minus. The show was okay when it gave you the big matches. Maybe minus like Taker and Hogan, which wasn't stellar, but I'm willing to give it a better grade. But yeah, I thought the Hell in a Cell was strong enough. I thought Kurt and Edge I thought was fantastic, and I thought the opener really got you excited about the show to come.
Yeah.
So I thought overall it was a solid show, maybe a little bit below average.
I give it a C plus. There's an important lesson we learned here. As many as WWE can be around this time, there's good stuff we're checking out. Van Dam versus Guerrero, the Cell match, and Edge versus Angle were all very good matches. That's a good big chunk of the card, so that can be considered entertaining. Unfortunately, there's everything else, and the stuff starts at horrible and goes downhill from there. I don't think it's changed much of the TV going forward at this point, but at least we had a good 2-hour and 40-minute show to enjoy here.
Alright, for our next review, I think it's your pick.
I put that on the laptop.
That's right.
That time.
Alright, so my turn. If it loads up.
SummerSlam 2009.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H take on Legacy.
Wait. What?
A Legacy cemented.
It's either SummerSlam 2009 or Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
2009.
Because it says SummerSlam 2009, Shawn Michaels
Hell in a Cell.
and Triple H take on...
Hell in a Cell.
It's Hell in a Cell, alright.
Fuck.
So...
Hell in a Cell 2009.
We almost got excited because it was SummerSlam. We thought it was SummerSlam 2009. Because, look, if you actually read it, it says SummerSlam 2009. But it says Hell in a... That DX faces Legacy in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, the date's Sunday, October 4th.
Yeah. So, Hell in a Cell 2009.
That'll do it for this one. Hell in a Cell 2009 coming next Monday.
Yeah.
On the one-year edition of the podcast. It's Monday, July 9th.
Yeah.
Exact date, too.
Do we have something special? You'll see.
Well, that's enough. But we'll see you Wednesday for Saturday Night Live next series.
Right.
See you then.
See you then.